A few weeks ago I tried a full English breakfast at Garden Centre and discovered that they also did a carvery, and I asked in the comments if I should come back and try it, and a lot of you said I should. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be trying out a carvery in a garden centre. So the garden centre I'm at is the Leeds Garden Centre, which I think is part of a chain that has locations all around the UK. So if you check your local garden centre, you might have one of these that'll do the carvery as well. But let's head inside. Well, you can really tell it's approaching Christmas. I mean, have a look at these. Massive reindeer. Imagine having those outside your house. Okay, so I've made it inside the garden centre, but I think I'm a little early, which gives me time, I think, to go check out some of the fish. Look at these. These fish are massive. I think they think that I've got food. Anyway, let's check out some of these other ones. You got these fish in the tanks that you can buy, I think, for your little pond. There's loads in that one, and that one. And then you've got, I think these must be indoor fish in all of these tanks. And look at the size of those fish. That's got to be the tiniest fish I've ever seen. Right, enough faffing around. Let's go try out this carvery. Right, so here it is, the restaurant. Let's head in. Nice and busy, the carvery over there. We order over here. Right, okay, so food ordered, and I also got a cup of tea as well, so let's have a quick drink and then we'll go up and get the carvery. Good tea. So what happens here is you buy the carvery, you get some tickets with what you want, and you go up, give them the tickets, and then they'll serve you the carvery. So you can choose large, small or medium. I went for a large. I also got some extra pigs in blankets, which is this ticket, so I'll give them both, and they should give me the large carvery with pigs in blankets. Right, let's go do it. Hello. Just those, please. Right, let's get some of this veg. So it's not actually an all you can eat, but I think the veg is, so you can get as much veg as you want, but with the meat it's just one, so it's pretty much similar to a Toby Carvery. Right, let me finish up getting this and I'll join you at table. Right, I'm back at my table and I've got my food, a massive plate of food, huge, plus some gravy. Let me give you a closer look though at exactly what I got. So this is it, have a look at that. So you've got a choice between two meats, beef and chicken. I got both. I think though they do different meats on different days. I got my extra pigs in blankets. I got a Yorkshire pudding with stuffing, plus some mashed potatoes, cauliflower cheese, some roast potatoes. We've got some veg around there, some carrots, other little green beans, plus my little gravy boat, which I'll be pouring on later. But have a look at that. That is your garden centre carvery. Let's dig into it. Right, so first up, I think we're going to go in for, straight away, let's go for some of these pigs in blankets. So have a look at that. So your pigs in blankets, you get two in a portion, and I paid extra for these. But nice sort of colour on the bacon, decent size sausages for pigs in blankets. Right, let's go for a bite of this. Okay, so that is some good pigs in blankets. So you bite into that, you get the bacon, slightly crisp on the outside, really nice salty, porky, bacony flavour. The sausage on the inside is soft, maybe slightly herby, but you get that familiar sausage flavour, and it combines well. It's good pigs in blankets. Okay, next up, let's go in for a roast potato. So this is your Garden Centre roast potato. So it does have a bit of cauliflower cheese on the back, but that is roast potato. Nicely brown, not too brown. You can see it does have some herbs on there. Not sure what herbs it is, but you know what, let's just go straight for a bite of this roast potato. Okay, so that is decent. So you bite into that, the outside, the sort of outer part of the roast potato is a little, maybe a slight chew to it. It's not totally crisp, maybe slightly crisp, but a little chewy. The inside of the potato is floury, is potatoey, and it does taste nice in the middle. It's really nice in the middle, actually. It is kind of like a jacket potato in the middle. You get that jacket potato baked flavour. Right, next up, let's go for some roast carrots. So they have it pretty nicely roasted. They've got some good colour on them and slightly sort of wrinkly, so you can tell they've been roasted. You've got some herbs on there as well. Let's go for a bite of these carrots. Okay, so good carrots. So you bite into that. Nice flavour on the outside. Feels like there's a bit of a crunchy skin. The inside is soft, sweet, and you do get a herby flavour. Again, some good roasted carrots there. Those are nice. These are good. Right, let's go in for a meat bite. So we've got, this is roast chicken first, and we're going to do the roast beef afterwards. But here is your roast chicken. Let's have a look at that. I do have to admit, it does look a little bit dry. So that is a little bit on the dry side. That's how it looks. I haven't put gravy on it though, and it's supposed to have gravy. So I'm going to try it dry first. Okay, yep, so that is a little dry, and you are supposed to have it with gravy. So let's go for some of the other items first before I do the gravy pour. Cauliflower cheese next. That is a huge bit of cauliflower cheese. Have a look at that. Let's try it. Okay, so that cauliflower cheese is really cheesy. So you bite into that, immediately you get that thick creamy cheese sauce on the outside, which is salty, cheesy. In the middle, the cauliflower is soft, watery, and you get that familiar cauliflower taste. Again, that's good. Right, stuffing bowl next. Get a stuffing bowl in the middle of a Yorkshire pudding. There it is. Nice big round bit. Is that homemade? I think it probably is. Let's go for a bite of it. You know what? That kind of taste. I like a dumpling. So you bite into that. Good skin on the outside, chewy, bite in the middle, and it's soft. Do get maybe a bit of a sagey, oniony flavour. Like that. Again, it's some good stuffing. Okay, let's break off some of this Yorkshire pudding and try it. Okay, so here it is. Look at that, Yorkshire pudding. So that is really, really light. So I'm picking that up, and that you can barely feel it. It's like, it feels like a wafer biscuit. Right, let's go for a bite of this Yorkshire pudding. Okay, so you bite into that, and it's almost like biting into a wafer biscuit. It's that light and crispy. Really nice baked flavour. But the crunch is the real standout factor here. Listen to this. You do get a choice of potato with this meal. You get mashed and roasted. I got both. Let's try out the mash. You know what? So far, this is actually really good. That mash is potatoey and it's buttery. With some mash, I don't think they put enough butter in it, and you can't taste the buttery flavour of that. That is some buttery mash. Okay, and I'm going to go in for the beef before I do the gravy pour. But that is some roast beef. Again, it looks a little dry, but it does need gravy. You are supposed to have it with gravy. I'm going to try it dry first. Okay, I think it's the time that we've all been waiting for, the gravy pour. Let me give you a close-up of this. Okay, so here it goes, the gravy pour. And I think I might use the whole lot. So have a look at that. Okay, now this is how it's supposed to be eaten, with gravy all over the top. So let's go in for a try with this gravy. First up, let me give you a close-up. Have a look at that. Now that is a good-looking Carvery meal. Right, let's taste it. Okay, so now this is how you're supposed to have the Carvery, with gravy all over it. So let's go back in for some of that chicken and gravy. Now that is a more healthy, juicier looking bite. Right, let's do it. So that immediately just moistens that chicken and just adds a load of flavour, because that gravy is meaty. So that is one meaty, tasty gravy. So you bite into that, you get a bit of the chicken flavour, but then the gravy as well. So that nice salty, savoury, meaty, almost beefy sort of gravy on that chicken. And it transforms the bite. I've got to do a roast potato bite with the gravy as well. So have a look at that. Roast potato with gravy. Now that does look a lot better than before. Let's go for this. Yeah, that's definitely better, and again instantly transforms it. Let's go in for some of this roast beef with gravy next. Now this is a bite that I'm looking forward to. So have a look at that. Some nice thick pieces of beef, nicely carved, covered in some of that gravy. Right, let's try this out. Okay, so you know what that gravy does? That gravy just brings out the flavour in every item. So I mean, the roast potatoes are good on their own, but the gravy just brings out some extra flavour. I think the saltiness and the savouriness and meatiness of the gravy just brings out even more flavour than you would normally have, and it's definitely true for this beef. So that beef on its own, I must admit, was a little bit dry, but you do taste the beef flavour. But when you add the gravy on it, it just moistens it up and juices it up, and then you get like a more intense, meaty, beefy flavour. I can't wait for the combos of this meal. But first up, I need to just give one individual try to that light and crispy Yorkshire pudding with the gravy first. So the first combo bite coming up is your roast chicken, bacon, roast potato, and a bit of carrot in there, all covered in that nice meaty gravy. Right, let's try it. And that was an amazing bite. The salty bacon just really brought out the flavour of everything. But this next one might be even better. You've got the roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, cauliflower cheese and mash, all covered in gravy. Right, let's try this one. Okay, and for the ultimate bite of this meal, I've got everything on the plate. So can you believe that? Have a look at the size of that bite. So that is everything on the plate. So you've got both meats, your roast chicken, roast beef, pigs in blankets, Yorkshire pudding, mash, cauliflower cheese. You've even got a Brussels sprout on there, all covered in the gravy. I don't even know if I can fit this in my mouth, but I'm going to give it a try. Right, here it goes. Ultimate bite of a Garden Centre Carvery. Let's do it. Okay, so this is delicious. Let me finish up the rest of this and I'll join you outside while I'll give you a roundup of the total cost. What a nice meal that was. Really tasty. You know what, that could give Toby Carvery a run for its money. So what were some of the standout items? Well, I think I have to say the cauliflower cheese I thought was really nice. Really creamy, cheesy, salty, has nice flavour. The Yorkshire puddings as well, really light. Probably some of the lightest, airiest Yorkshire pudding I've ever had. And then you had the gravy. The gravy I think was fantastic. It just added flavour to everything. It enhanced the flavour of every item. But then again, if you add gravy to anything, it kind of makes it nice. I mean, all the other items were good too, pretty decent. So the beef, the chicken, the roast potatoes, and you know what, the pigs in blankets, they were good too. So all in all, a nice meal. Right, let's go through the total costs. Okay, so I went for the large carvery, which was £14.99. As I mentioned before, you can get different sizes, so you can get small and medium, and they're a little bit cheaper. The pigs in blankets were an extra £2, which is maybe a little expensive because they were £1 each. You only got 2. And then I went for my pot of tea, which is £2.79. So altogether, it was £19.78. Was that worth it? Comment down below what you think. For me, maybe it was a tad bit expensive. I'm not sure how much a Toby Carvery is these days, but can this give Toby Carvery a run for its money? Well, I'm not too sure. I think Toby's still a little bit better. But what do you think? Like I said, comment below. And if you like the video, click on the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.